Good morning. Just checking in after a long week of the root system, and yeah, just wanted to pop on and share my experiences from last week. I noticed that I was mostly focusing on the core issues in the root, which are the survival, tribe, and safety. And I found it interesting. I spent a lot of time hanging out with my tribe, my family, my friends. As far as safety goes, I noticed a lot of stuff come up about putting myself on video and sharing it out into the world. I felt really vulnerable and raw, and I guess part of me feels a little narcissistic, like who the fuck is gonna care or watch this shit? And at the end of the day, this is really about my journey and my experience, and for me, and just practicing being in front of the camera and getting comfortable with it and all that. So whoever does watch, awesome, you kick ass, and mwah, and whatever. But it brought up a lot of stuff about, being safe and kind of rocking that root area there. As far as survival goes and prepping, I continued to do a lot of decluttering. I got all my maternity clothes and winter stuff packed up and put away, so my closet feels a lot lighter and brighter. I created a little command center at the front of my house so that everybody can put mail and keys and hang backpacks and lunch boxes and shoes all in one space and have our calendar there so we can all kind of feel organized. And I created those little menu bistro like meal planning board just for some fun, so that anybody who's wondering what's on the menu for the week can look, or if I'm not home, my husband can see what's for dinner and know what to make for dinner that night. Yeah, so just continuing to go through paperwork and reorganize and declutter and just making my house feel better, like I can survive here. Let's see, what else was interesting. I did focus on protein and food in terms of just getting back into the swing of things and making that my focus. A lot of bright foods added this week, red foods in particular. Cherries are out and in season, so those were delicious. Interestingly enough, I noted an uptick in my coffee intake after playing with not being on it for a couple days and seeming just fine with that, and then all of a sudden just launching into I need coffee, this sort of feeling of that, even though the experience I have was that I didn't need it. But then the days that I brought it back in, I noticed a lot more constriction, a lot more tightness, irritability, shortness with my kiddos, not sleeping as well, so that was an interesting insight. And also I noticed an uptick in my alcohol consumption this week, which I find really interesting. And maybe it was because I was hanging out with the tribe a little bit more and having a lot of celebrations, and we had our 4-year wedding anniversary, and so we got to go out for the first time without kiddos, so we drank a little bit there. But I also find this interesting in the sense that addiction tends to fall within this root system as well, and that's been part of my journey. And although I'm not in the throes of addiction or suffering at this time, I really do have to look at some of the underlying things going on when I notice that I'm choosing to partake a lot more. And I found it interesting that by putting myself out on video and getting really excited and passionate about this, like, oh, I'm just gonna do this and I'm gonna put myself through this 90-day program, and then noticing that this increase in alcohol consumption and coffee use, and just thinking that that's what I need or want to do, but also knowing deep down that it doesn't serve my highest good. I realize that this is a strategy that I've used for a really long time, decades. That when I get really driven and really passionate and really lit up about something, I'll make some forward movement, then I'll quote celebrate somehow, and not feeling 100% after a night of having a few drinks takes away that fire, takes away that drive, takes away that motivation, and doesn't really allow me to move forward. So it kind of is a form of self-sabotage, and so just being really present to that and aware of that. Let's see, what else did I want to share with you guys? Yeah, I think that's really it. I will be launching into the flow this week, or the sacral chakra, the color orange. Um, and so I will create a video about that and what my focus is going to be on that. I'm going to look through my paperwork again and my assessment, see how I answered some of those questions, and see where I might need some support in those areas. But I'm excited to get into this area of creativity and play and emotions and relationship and the sacral area, the reproductive system, sexuality, flow, water, what else? Fats, oils. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'm excited about this one, and bringing some more play into the process. So thanks for hanging out. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great Monday. Ciao.